So Daniel Dubois has been saying some interesting things about the Gypsy King Tyson Fury following Fury's tough win over Otto Wallin last weekend. So I'm going to quote Daniel Dubois directly. He says, "I was really impressed with how Tyson boxed 9 rounds with those cuts, but people forget you don't get to where he is without having the heart and grit to go with the talent. If I was to fight him down the line, I would not only focus on his right eye, I would focus on every weakness I could see and tear him apart. The fight did prove that he has weaknesses. There are always chinks in everyone's armor. I don't feel that far away from fights like that. Until then, I am just collecting all of the belts with the Commonwealth getting added to my British soon." So those are the words. Well, he goes on to say, actually, let me just finish off here. He says, oh no, sorry, this is from Frank Bruno. My bad, people. Let me end there. So those are the words of Daniel Dubois talking about the Gypsy King Tyson Fury. And there's also a few more words that he had for the Metro newspaper. He said it looked like a real bloody, tough fight. He came through it, and credit to him. Talking about Tyson Fury, obviously. Goes on to say boxing is never straightforward. The boxing public can change their opinion of you in a split second. Tyson should be pleased with himself because he's got another victory. He's living the life right now. He's got a great deal with the American networks. His legacy is already sealed, but he can earn a lot more money from another few fights. And finally, he says, it's hard to rank everyone. Joshua had a claim to be number 1 before he got beat by Andy Ruiz. Things changed too quickly for there to be a number 1 heavyweight. I'm capable of beating Tyson Fury right now. I'm 100% confident in my ability. I'll beat anyone who steps in the ring with me. I only have one gear: seek and destroy, kill or be killed. All right, so Dubois got a lot of things to say there. He says he would tear Tyson and Fury apart if they fight in the future. That's what he'd be looking to do. He'd be looking to target the eye, and he'd be very confident in beating Tyson Fury right now. He says he's capable of beating Fury now. I know a lot of people, particularly the Fury fans, are going to be upset with him saying this. I personally think it's great. I love to see a young fighter with that kind of confidence and ambition. This is not the kind of sport where you shouldn't imagine yourself beating the very, very best. If you want to be the best, then you have to look at it the way Daniel Dubois is looking at it. That the best are not anything special. Yeah, the best are not anything to be feared or even looked up to. In that sense, the best are your competition. So despite the fact that Daniel Dubois is only, 22 years old, he's looking at Tyson Fury like, yeah, I can take him. That's how he should be looking at it. No reason for people to get upset. You should admire a young fighter like that with that kind of ambition. Same thing with Devin Haney last weekend, calling out Lomachenko. Rather than get upset, you should admire that kind of confidence. That's what we want from our young fighter. We don't want a young fighter coming up saying, oh, he's my idol. You know, like when Mayweather was on top and you had all these sycophantic American fighters, mainly African-American fighters. Oh, Floyd's amazing and this, that, and these were contenders in the same weight division as Floyd. Looking up to him as some kind of hero. You're supposed to be looking at him as food. You're not supposed to be looking at him as your hero. It's the wrong mentality to have. Which is why from a very early stage in Errol Spencer's career, I believed that he was the goods, because that infamous sparring session he had with Mayweather when he only just turned pro, apparently he had no respect for Mayweather in that sparring session at all. Normally guys get in with Floyd and they're intimidated. They're starstruck. Not for Errol Spence. He didn't have that. He went in there to give Mayweather the business in his own gym. Okay? Daniel Dubois, same kind of vibe I'm getting from him now. I have to admit, in the early days of Dubois' career, and we're still in the early days of his career, but the very early days, I was a bit of a Dubois skeptic, I have to admit. But since that time, he has made a believer out of me. I'm not saying he's going to go all the way just yet. Okay, he's got some stern tests to pass, but he's ticking more and more boxes at this point for me, Daniel Dubois. And even this is ticking a character box. Looking at the top guys saying, I can beat him now. It's for his management team and his promoter not to put him in those fights now, of course. Yeah? To keep him on a leash. But the fact that he's straining at the leash and wants to get at those top guys, that's very encouraging. That shows the confidence of him. He's obviously already beaten Tyson Fury's cousin in Nathan Gorman, a guy who tried to pull that slick boxing routine on him. There's a world of difference between Tyson Fury and Nathan Gorman, obviously. We all know that. But still, Daniel Dubois, he's very confident in himself. And it could be sooner rather than later that we see this guy mixing it at world level. Will he be somebody that would put himself forward to be in the World Boxing Super Series heavyweight tournament? If that takes place next year, we'll see. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Would Daniel Dubois stand a chance of beating Tyson Fury now? And if not, would he stand a chance of beating Tyson Fury sometime in the future? He has actually sparred Fury, albeit when Fury was about, 50, 60 pounds overweight. They had a move around in the gym. Not really a proper spar, I would have to assume. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, people. It's happening. I'm out.